Thus, one TikTok user chose to label Ari Fletcher a scammer, even though I'm not sure whether they know what a catfish is. After watching Ari's video, it's clear that she isn't one. With the comment, when your favorite Instagram model turns out to be a catfish out in Miami shopping and runs into my favorite Instagram model, they uploaded this video. Ari isn't a scammer though. She seems just like she does on the internet, but in my opinion, she just finished working out in the gym. Because, well, sis has been in her fitness phase. She is also exercising outside, and it appears as though she just finished working out because her face is clean and devoid of makeup. One commenter in the comment area stated, if you recognize her, she's not a catfish. Funny, Ari is not at all unattractive or a catfish. Imagine that as you are going about your daily activity, someone is surreptitiously recording you expressing their dissatisfaction with your appearance. This is incorrect. I could actually comprehend it now. Imagine, for example, that you are going about your day and all of a sudden you see a video on social media. Oh, Ari is a phony, or Ari is unattractive, or this, that, and the third dot is I was leaving the gym, I was simply going about my business, and now there's a video claiming that I'm a scammer. That wouldn't sit well with me. However, Ari looks exactly the same. A catfish is someone who seems completely different from their online persona, an entirely different individual. And Ari is not in that circumstance. Please share your ideas and comments with me on it, everyone. And on to the next subject. Rashida has a message for Miss Nikki baby. You are all aware of the entire circumstance in which LiAngelo Ball cheated on Miss Nikki baby, despite the fact that she recently gave birth to their second child, a daughter. He had an affair with a young woman named Rashida. After he left Miss Nikki baby for Rashida, he married her, got her pregnant, and eventually got a divorce. Not to mention the really awkward time she tried to kiss him on the red carpet at the BT Awards, and he refused.
Smooch. A little smooch, a little kiss. Like, I ain't doing it. You gotta train him a little more. Thank you.
At that point, you could already tell something was off. But anyways, Miss Nikki baby recently sat down with Jason Lee and she was spilling all the beans, okay? So anyway, she basically talked about how Rashida has another married man name tattooed on her, or his initials tattooed on her, and she covered his name up with Jello's name. Mind you, this person that she had tattooed on her is Tim Anderson. Now if you guys know about him, you guys know he used to mess around with Ari's best friend Deja while he was married and ended up having a baby with Deja, and she was taunting his wife, okay? But anyways, she got that tattoo covered up with Jello's name while he was still with Miss Nikki baby.
At that point, you could already tell something was off. But anyways, Miss Nikki baby recently sat down with Jason Lee, and she was spilling all the beans. Okay, so anyway, she basically talked about how Rashida has another married man name tattooed on her, or his initials tattooed on her, and she covered his name up with Jello's name. Mind you, this person that she had tattooed on her is Tim Anderson. Now if you guys know about him, you guys know he used to mess around with Ari's best friend, Deja, while he was married and ended up having a baby with Deja, and she was taunting his wife. Okay, but anyways, she got that tattoo covered up with Jello's name while he was still with Miss Nikki baby.
And to publicly own this relationship as if they had been together for years.
Yeah, and that's another thing that, if I'm not mistaken, because I have a lot of, now that this is all public, I heard that they actually started dating in October, but don't quote me because he never told me that. I don't know for a fact. I don't have the closure, like I said. But the tattoo that she has, that she covered of Tim Anderson's name with Jello's name, it was completely healed at the time.
Wait, so she put Jello's name over Tim's name?
She put G3 over Tim Anderson's name, and it was healed. When she was arguing with me online, one of my friends noticed, hey, that tattoo it's been there.
Hold on, I can't even deal with
So
this.
Who knows how long they really were dating.
Give me some more water, please. Hold on. Wait a minute, wait. Now she covered up the first man she was with, allegedly, who had a wife, with the man who had the babies with.
Yeah, I don't have any
Y'all
tattoos.
move different out here, and I'm gonna tell you right now, this is exactly why.
Stay single, Jason.
This is why, because it's really, this is wild.
This is wild. Like I said, Miss Nikki Baby was out here spilling all the beans. Okay, the next thing, you know. Jason Lee basically asked her if she would ever get back with Jello. And she said, you know, she probably would have forgiven him for the cheating and tried to make their relationship work for their kids. But the simple fact that he went out and had another baby, she cannot do that.
Just cheated, but not had a baby.
Would I have forgave him?
Yes.
Yes.
And you would have worked through it?
I would have tried for my kids.
Okay. So now you have the baby, you have your man, you go through an unfortunate miscarriage, you all still want to have kids, and 3 months later, you now get pregnant with baby number 2.
Correct.
And you both were excited about having baby number 2.
Yep.
Okay. What happened?
I don't know. Okay, so, you know, I got pregnant, we had the baby, boom, boom, boom. And then, like, when she was 4 weeks old, he started acting weird towards the end of the relationship. Like, he kept going outside to talk on the phone, and that was what I should have noticed. And I was like, why? This is when he started doing, when Tweaker came out. And he
Tweaker had already broke?
It just broke.
Okay.
And I thought he was going outside because I was like, oh, he's talking to labels and this and that. And I guess I should have stopped being so naive. But I'm also taking care of 2 kids, a newborn and my son. So I really feel like I didn't have time to pay attention to what was.
It didn't occur to Rashida that Miss Nikki Baby was basically telling her own story here. I'm so sick of this B word, but I was trying to relax because I'm pregnant. She decided to write on her Instagram story. Don't stop talking about me. So let's talk about it. Sess is being relinquished. You're determined to blame me for all of your problems. He decided he would go. I don't bring you up, and I don't care. All this time, this woman has been tormenting me behind the scenes, asking for an abortion, wishing for the death of my unborn child, and many other things. I'm done. I am due in December, in case you were unaware. So you guys do the math again. But while I bake this cute baby, I'm grateful for the free marketing. You know more than I do about what is going on in my life. Thus, I am grateful to all the nasty, negative people for their wise words and thoughts. How could I have forgotten? I know that I'm a superior cook, so relax and take in the spectacle. I'm just stacking things up. What precisely is this response? She has the right to talk about her situation, for instance. That's what happened when she went to do an interview that was basically about her life. Coincidentally, you were the one who divided their family. However, please feel free to express your opinions in the comment section below. How do you feel about the interview with Miss Nikki Baby and Rashida Nicole's response to her? Please use the comment section below to express your thoughts and opinions. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell. See you in the upcoming video.
A ninja named Jello. Stupid hoe, how you figure? In the eternal words of Kaya. Church, LiAngelo Ball has filed for divorce from Rashida Nicole. Now, records show that they got married in March, separated in June, and he filed for divorce in July. Now, he's claiming irreconcilable differences. He wants joint custody and visitation, because remember, Rashida is pregnant, and he also wants to terminate any and all notions of spousal support. Now, they always say, how you get them is how you lose them. So Rashida girl, look, there was really only a 50-50 chance of this working out in your favor to begin with, all right? And as I always say, 1 time is a fluke, twice is a pattern, and by 5 it's a lifestyle. When it happened to Miss Nikki Baby, fluke. Now that it's happened to you, pattern, pattern, pattern. And I kind of wonder on an interpersonal level, you know, if the thrill is get the girl, get her invested, lock her down with your baby, and then poof, the thrill is gone in the eternal words of BB King and you're off to the next, right? I don't know. But Rashida girl, let's talk about roses and thorns, okay? The thorn is the life that you saw for yourself with this man is not gonna look how you thought it was gonna look, okay? But the rose is, look, you got a gut full of 18 years of child support, which I guess is not a bad consolation prize. You know, broken home and all. Now y'all drop down in the comments and let me know what
Mason Lee's with Miss Nikki Baby was very entertaining. Messy, but very entertaining. He asked everything that he needed to ask. Because when it came to that whole Jello and Rashida situation, everything was covered. Apparently, this is not Rashida's first time being a side piece. She has, in fact, been a mistress before. She was having an affair with that baseball player, Tim Anderson, and got matching tattoos with him shortly after he had his third child with his wife. And here's the kicker. She covered up that same tattoo with Jello's name, or like G3. Mind you, she got this tattoo while Jello was still with Miss Nikki Baby. Yup. Now that you and Jello aren't together, what are you going to cover up that tattoo with? The next victim's baby daddy? I will never understand the women who knowingly know that like this man has a family, he has a wife, and they still try to pursue him.
Put your faith in Jello, a ninja. What a dumbass. How do you figure? According to Kaya Church's timeless words, LiAngelo Ball has filed for divorce from Rashida Nicole. According to the documents, they were married in March, split up in June, and he filed for divorce in July. He is now asserting that the disagreements are insurmountable because Rashida is pregnant. He wants shared custody and visitation. And he also wishes to abolish any references to spousal support. As the saying goes, how you get them is how you lose them. Look, Rashida girl, there was really only a 50-50 chance that things would initially go your way. Okay, 1 time is a fluke, 2 is a trend, and 5 is a lifestyle, as I often say. Baby, it was a fluke when it occurred to Miss Nikki. Now that you've experienced it, the pattern keeps repeating itself. According to B.B. King's immortal words, the thrill is gone and you're off to the next. So I kind of wonder if the excitement is getting the lady, getting her invested, locking her down with your baby, and then poof, I'm not sure. Let's talk about the good and the bad though. Rashida gal got all right. The life you witnessed firsthand with this man is the thorn. The appearance will not be what you had anticipated. All right. However, the bright side is that you received 18 years of child support, which is probably a decent consolation gift. Broken house and everything, you know. Please share your thoughts in the comments section below. Mason Lee's interview with Miss Nikki Baby was a lot of fun. Very fun, but messy. He asked all the necessary questions since in the case of Jello and Rashida, everything was taken care of. It seems that Rashida has previously been a sidekick. She has really had a previous mistress. Soon after he had his 3rd kid with his wife, she got matching tattoos with Tim Anderson, the baseball star with whom she was having an affair. The kicker is this. She used Jello's name or anything similar to G3 to cover up that same tattoo. It should be noted that she had this tattoo when Jello was still dating Miss Nikki Baby. Yes. What will you use to hide that tattoo now that you and Jello aren't together? The baby daddy of the next victim. I'll never get why some women continue to seek a man even when they are aware that he has a wife and a family.